I would go early to class, and I wanted to sit down next to this very pretty undergraduate who I was hoping to date. And I got out of the subway early, and that was when the first plane hit, the first tower was hit. And like most New Yorkers, I imagine every New Yorker, we thought it was a horrible accident. Terrible, but an accident. And in retrospect, nobody really sat there and said, why would a plane that large be flying directly into a building, right? Would there not be some evidence of a pilot attempting to. And many people sat, or stood staring and watching, and I thought to myself, I'll go to class and we'll figure out what happened. And I went to class. Class was in the basement at Washington Square Park, and about, I don't know, maybe half an hour later, a student came downstairs and said, the second tower has been hit. And it's interesting you asked me the reaction. I knew it was bin Laden right away. I studied the Middle East. I came from a very religious family. My parents encouraged me to be, I think, deeply aware of the Muslim world, both the good and the very ugly. And I knew instantly that there was no other movement or organization that could do that or would want to do that. And I remember one of the first claims of responsibility was the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. I don't know if anyone remembers that. It was brief. And I remember thinking to myself, there's no way PFLP would or could do this. And it was a very strange moment because, for one thing, my brother worked in the towers. So, I was panicked because I didn't know what had happened to him. I was scared, just like anyone else was scared, because there's massive attack is unfolding. Rumors were swirling. I'm sure you'd heard that, we heard Denver was hit and Pittsburgh was hit and Seattle was hit. And I was president of one of the, if not the largest community in proximity to Ground Zero, Muslim community. And I'm a 21-year-old kid whose intention that morning was to go on a date. And now I'm standing there in Washington Square Park looking at a sky full of smoke. And I asked a friend of mine, what are we supposed to do now? And he said, well, you're the president of the Muslim club, so that's up to you. And that was a very, it was a very overwhelming moment.